how much do you think maximum of your clients are distributing their budget if they are at a stage of doing more than $100,000 a month?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, sponsored products are still the most important ad type.
What is your major chunk of accounts or brands that or clients that you handle?
Yeah, the majority of brands, the owners, they can be all over the world, but they are working on the US market.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rich Sellers Podcast. Today, we have Dmytro with us in another episode of the Rich Sellers Podcast, and we are going to discuss about Amazon ads. So, let me welcome our today's guest. Dmytro, how are you doing?
I'm great, Sammy. Thanks so much for inviting me. It's an honor.
Yeah, we are really excited to have you here. So, for our audience, Dmytro, why don't you tell who you are, how it all started?
Yeah, I'll try to keep it short, but I started on Amazon back in 2017, maybe. Originally, I tried to launch my own brand, and I've been selling for maybe about a year. But unfortunately, I didn't do like a very deep research, and there weren't many resources back in the day. So my product ended up stagnating, and I just left it. But I learned a little bit about Amazon advertising and marketing, and I worked with some different agencies, basically freelancing. And I found my future business partner in one of the Facebook groups around 2019. He had only a few products going on, and basically we cooperated. I was helping with the ads, with the marketing, and we grew the brand. Meanwhile, also I continued kind of doing the freelancing part. And once we had some good success with our brand, we learned a lot. We invested in a lot of courses, different programs, masterminds, and we kind of emerged as an agency because it's challenging to grow on Amazon. So many things to do, and just started helping to other brands, advertising, SEO, this kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that completely makes sense because you've been an Amazon seller, you know the each and every part of Amazon advertising and how the algorithm works. So then launching your own agency, I think that completely makes sense because you found a gap in the market where you wanted to get in, and now you're running a very successful Amazon advertising agency. So when we talk about Amazon ads, when you started in 2017, because I also started selling in 2017, and now I see there's a really high amount of difference when you talk about Amazon ads. So now, if you talk to a brand owner, let's assume they are doing more than $100,000 a month, how do you see their difference in ads point of view, like normal advertising versus branding, how they generally look at it?
Yeah, so it all depends. If someone is at a point of $100,000 on Amazon a month, they already doing a pretty good job. So they have some winning products going on. Probably they have some brand recognition, maybe on Amazon. So basically, Amazon advertising is today it's one of the most important tools for the growth, but not the only one. And often Amazon sellers they are not like deep into the ads themselves. They might be good with launching products or logistics, whatever. And usually, yeah, they struggle with advertising. Maybe at first they try it themselves, then they kind of try to outsource it. But there are so many different parts to Amazon. You have to consider many different things. And Where your product is, what's the niche, the life cycle of the product. Based on that, You create a strategy for each individual product. It will have its own metrics. You set the right expectations and grow. Keep expanding with the advertising. So yeah,
Yeah, I think I would 100% agree with what you just said, because when if a brand is at a stage where they already understand branding, and with the current scenario where the CPC is rising and the e-cost is high when it starts, right? So sellers are focusing a lot in lifetime e-cost rather than just the e-cost that they are seeing on a monthly basis or the tacos. So what we are also seeing is brands are launching multiple products in the same niche, catering the same customer just to increase the average order value, so that they can get more lifetime value from each customer. Because what we have seen, let's assume they are selling a vitamin C serum of $15, it is sometimes costing them 17-20 dollars to sell a product of $15. Now they have to make money through subscribe and save and through other products that they have, or they will make money when the customer purchases multiple times. So I think you shared a really valid point here about understanding the branding part, right? So also let's talk about a little bit about the parts or the types of ads when we talk about sponsored products, sponsored brands, sponsored display, not going too deep into DSP. So when you talk about these three ad types, how much do you think maximum of your clients are distributing their budget if they are at a stage of doing more than $100,000 a month?
yeah, that's a really good question. So, sponsored products are still the most important ad type, and you want to be spending the most on it because it attributes to your keyword ranking the most. So, obviously, you are interested in getting your keywords ranked, and that's where sponsored brands, they don't do so much of the ranking, and sponsored display, it's like a different type of ads. I don't think it really attributes to ranking at all. There are no
Yeah.
keyword targeting. So typically it
Mhm.
depends on the niche, depends on the product, but we're seeing 60 to 70% ad spend on sponsored products, and the rest is shared between sponsored brands and sponsored display. And those are pretty important ad types as well. You want to be spending on them, but yeah, the core is sponsored products, cover as many keywords as possible, and then you can start moving some of the winning keywords to sponsored brands ads, whether it's leading to the store or to the landing page or the videos. And those are great ads, can be generating good revenue. And with sponsored display, there are all sorts of advertising setups you can make, like retargeting, category, product targeting, also the video in sponsored display as well. So usually we would focus with the best keywords from sponsored products and product targets. We will include those in other ad types. So yeah, hope this answers the question.
Yeah, yeah, I think that was spot on. Because what we are also seeing is obviously sponsored products are the top, right? Because that influences the ranking. But what we are also seeing is, since sponsored brands and display doesn't influence the ranking, but they also add up to the ad score. That means if the ad is getting conversion, then the chances of that product's ad to get shown to customer when they search increases a lot. And even though they are bidding less from their computer, they have a higher chance to show their ad and get more visibility in front of the customer when that keyword or the product is being targeted. I think Amazon algorithm is something that is being changing every day,
Yeah,
right? So all changes, new features are rolling out every day, especially with sponsored brands. Display, they are rolling out features every day. Like display just rolled out a couple of months back the video ads
yeah,
option as well. And also what we have been seeing is the rest of the search, which was kind of a myth, and few people were trying out some tricks and hacks to kind of go around the bidding strategy to get rest of the search placement. And right now they have rolled out through API. Maximum of the software providers now might have access to rest of the search bid adjustments, but normal sellers are yet to get it. I think they should probably get it within a month or so. So moving on to the agency part. So since you are handling global accounts, so what is your major chunk of accounts or brands that or clients that you're handling? Is it from US, UK? How is it distributed?
Yeah, the majority of brands, I mean, the owners, they can be all over the world, but they are working on the US market, I'd say about 80%, and the rest is Europe. And what we're seeing now is a lot of brands who were only US based. They are finally moving to Europe, like probably the next logical step would be expanding to Canada. That's what we done with our brand, and that's what we usually recommend to our clients. We would do a research, and that's the easiest because the Seller Central account for North America it's shared between US, Canada, and Mexico. So yeah, you would expand to Canada, and then Europe. There is a lot of opportunity over there. Some challenges as well, like with the local languages, but competition is not as high over there. So if you already established some good presence in the US, maybe you're struggling to grow or you're not growing as fast as you used to, I would definitely look into Europe. And right now is a good time because more and more people will discover this opportunity. But still, yeah, it's less of a chunk. We do have a few brands who actually started on
Mhm.
Europe in Europe and then move to US, but it's way less than the US brands doing the opposite.
That's great. So, since you are handling global brands and you have seen how brands are scaling to other marketplaces, so what do you think in terms of competition? If we talk about marketplaces, how do you rank them? Let's talk about the top three. US, obviously, it would be the most competitive, right? What comes after that?
Probably Canada again, again because it's the easiest with the logistics and
Hmm.
everything. It's the population is not that big, but the purchasing power is good. In Europe, it's obviously the UK, and it would be also easier because it's in English, so you don't have to do much extra work. Um, a
Yeah,
very good opportunity is Japan, but obviously it's challenging. Well, you know, Japan is like what I think it's second or third economy in the world. It has large
yeah, yeah.
population, so there is definitely a lot of opportunity over there. And I know a few sellers who are very successful on Amazon in Japan. But yeah, there are challenges with the language and again, I wouldn't start there right away. Once you have some establishment in other countries, you should definitely look into Japan. But going back to Europe, yeah, it's UK, then it's Germany or France, and it can be different. Like you would do a research for your specific product,
Hmm.
you may see more opportunity in France, or you may see more opportunity
Yeah,
in Germany. And those are just the largest countries by population. Then it's Italy, I guess, and the rest of countries are smaller. Poland is a good one. It's also the economy is growing fast over there. The e-commerce is popular. So yeah, but also many different languages. So you have to account for that.
definitely. Yeah, that completely makes sense. So, you have clients all over the world right now. So, what is your ideal client look like? What do you look at in a client that is a perfect client we should take?
Yeah, so a perfect client for us would be, like we mentioned in the beginning, probably someone doing a little bit over 100K at least. Because if you are at this point, you already done something well. And when we talk to smaller sellers, we see that there is a big gap in education and awareness on how things work on Amazon. So for us, like as an agency, it's a lot of mental effort to be like explaining
Yeah.
basic things all the time and kind of spending just a lot of time educating the sellers because yeah, as you mentioned also, there are so many updates with the advertising, like the seller central is changing all the time, there are new features in seller central, and there are still a lot of like myth, like people think that something may work but it doesn't really work, or they
Yeah.
just don't understand like basically the process of how to push products, how to improve them, and if we work only on the ads but the product is not going well, it might take us a lot of effort to
Mhm.
explain that it's also up to the images, it's also up to the product copywriting, and not all sellers might understand the importance of it if they haven't had a history of selling on Amazon and seeing like how you keep reinvesting in the product, improving it, again with the images, with the better copywriting, and that's how you grow. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is a really valid point because right now people don't talk a lot about apart from ads, right? But there are so many things that you have just shared, like the images, the copy of the product, the other things like the A plus content and all. That influences so much in the conversion rate because as an advertiser, your goal is to bring the traffic, but it is your listings job to convert the traffic into sale, right? So when we talk about a product detail page, what are the elements do you think sellers should focus on that uh, can benefit to get a higher conversion rate?
Yeah, well, again, it's the images and product copy. It's very important. Like you said, with the ads, you only drive the traffic to the
Mhm.
listing. And once the buyer gets to the listing, if they don't like something, they're not going to buy it. So that's the job of the images and of the copy. And you should do the research prior launching the product. You need to understand
Mhm.
what images will convert and what kind of text will be appealing to the customers. And with the softwares that are available today, you can totally do it. Like there is Pigful, where you can do the audience testing before launching the product. Basically, you can take all of your competitors and ask real people to give your feedback and craft your images that they are better than anything on the marketplace. Like the main image is very important because once people will search on the search page, there will be lots of different products. So you want your product to stand out, and that's where the main image is very important. If it stands out, they're gonna click on you, and then the rest is to the other images and the product copy, because even if they click on you, they might still not like something and not end
Yeah.
up buying. So like you want to have this full funnel, the ads with relevant keywords, and then the converting listing, so the buyer ends up making the purchase. And yeah, once you get those three, you're set for growth. Ads, good images, text, like the A plus content, also the video. Uh, when you start selling, it's very important to get the brand registry as soon as possible, so you can get that
Mhm.
A plus
Yeah.
content. And then when you have like a larger catalog of products, you can apply for the A plus premium. We see it helps a lot with raising the conversion rather than the regular one, because you can add so many more
Mhm.
modules. And basically, what you do is you make people spend more time on your page and kind of deter the competitors from targeting on your page, and just increasing the chance of your buying. And then there are other tricks, like virtual bundles is a very cool strategy we like. You can check in brand analytics what products from your brand people are buying together, and you can make virtual bundles out of those. So if they're on Amazon's warehouse, Amazon will make like a listing for you, and they will be visible on your products. So they will also kind of take place of competitors ads showing up on your product page, and might end up in some extra purchases. So yeah, just some strategies like that.
Yeah, I think that is some cool nuggets that you have shared, starting from A plus content of the premium one, because it is funny because Amazon used to charge for the premium A plus content $100,000 to brands. Right now, they're
Yeah,
offering free. If you have, I think, 13 or 15 A plus content with brand story, you will be eligible to get premium A plus content. I'm not sure how long they are keeping it free. Maybe they can add some charge later on
yeah,
as well. Also, you talked about the virtual bundle. I think that is really good because you get opportunity to showcase more of your products. And another point I would like to add here is, apart from brand analytics, if you're looking to get some data about what products customer are purchasing, we have in the ads called the purchase product report. In that report, it tells if a customer is clicking on product A of our catalog, and instead of buying that, if they're buying product B or C, that might be a variation or a different product from our own catalog, how many units are they buying. So we get all those data, and we can use to build our virtual bundle, because we get the option to choose 3 to 5 products, right? And the best thing is it pushes the competitors ads down, which is really great
yeah.
for sellers. So when you talk about all these designs and increasing the conversion rate, I think there are a few things that also comes in place, like the CTR, right? We haven't touched a lot about ads. CTR, we in our agency we call CTR as a doctor of ads. If the CTR is low or high, it can tell us what is wrong with our product listing, what is wrong with our ads, whether the targeting is right or wrong, whether the images needs to be changed or not, whether delivery time is really high or not. So why don't you share one or two tricks that sellers can use to increase the CTR of their ads? Let's assume the listing is completely matured, having a lot of reviews.
Yeah, yeah, CTR is important, and basically you can improve it by making again some tests with the images. So again, when it comes to
Mhm.
creating images, usually we would make multiple variations, and we would like A/B test them. So 1 week we make this main image, we see how the ads perform with it, then we swap it with another one and see how the ads perform with it. And then we basically find our winner. And we might do it like if it's a mature product, maybe you want to do it like, I don't know, every few months or like every half a year. Just test the images because competition might come up with something new. With like our brand, we actually updated our main image after like 2 years of having the same one. The CTR really improved because we added like a feature, and the CTR really improved. And then we noticed all the other competitors basically started copying the main image. So yeah, and CTR is probably like there are four metrics that we focus on when optimizing the ads. CTR is one of them, like CTR, conversion rates, ACOS, ROAS. So yeah, it's like one of the quality scores of how well or how relevant your ads are, and it depends on the image.
Yeah, definitely. Dmytro, I think we really had a fun podcast today. And where can people find you? Let's assume I'm a brand. I want to take help of your agency. How can I reach out to
Yeah,
you?
yeah. So you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or Facebook. You can just like see my name here, type it in a search, or just Google salesbyte.co, our agency. Yeah, probably LinkedIn, the best. Facebook. Yeah, would be happy to talk.
That's great. I will add all the links in the description and show notes so that viewers can go and check out Sales Byte. And if they want the help, they can take it
Thanks.
from there. Thank you so much, Dimitro, for joining us today. I think we really had a good podcast today.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
so
so much,
much.
Sammy, for inviting me. It was a great one.
Yeah. Bye, man. Take care. Yeah.